Mr. Bernier, you like to tweet, so let me read some of your tweets back to you. You called diversity in Canada a cult and extreme multiculturalism. You've used the words ghetto and tribes to describe newcomers whom you say bring distrust and potential violence. On Greta Thunberg, the 16-year-old climate change activist, you've called her, quote, clearly mentally unstable. Are these the words of someone with the character and integrity to lead all Canadians and represent us on the world stage?
The question, you must tell the truth to Canadians if you want to be the leader of this country. And what I'm saying...
The temperament required for a good leader.
I mean, Mr. Bernier, after hearing what was just said, you could have just said, hey, man, I messed up. Because those are pretty horrible tweets that you made.
Mr. Bernier, your role on this stage tonight seems to be to say publicly what Mr. Scheer thinks privately.
I find the things that Maxime Bernier has said to be completely appalling, and he knows that I feel that way about the things he says in the House. We used to sit together, and generally when he said anything, I'd have to put my head in my hands because it was so horrific.
I appreciate you.
After a couple of minutes of this debate tonight, I think people can clearly see why I didn't think you should deserve a platform.
Fight climate change, protect the environment, and build a stronger economy for our kids. That's what we have done more over the past 4 years than any government in the history of Canada.
Not true.
And there is much more to do. There is much more to do.
No one remembers Paul Martin's plan in 2005. It was better.
But the reality is, if you have over the past 4 years, we delivered on it.
If you have a fire in a 4-story building, getting a 1-story ladder doesn't do it.
Mr. Scheer, you might remember that. Mr. Singh, you might remember that summer
very different from Mr. Scheer.
You got it.
You got it. I mean,
you look so alike. It's really difficult
to comment here, man.
Yeah. Conservatives have always recognized the importance of working with provinces. We respect provincial jurisdiction, but we also understand that it will take federal leadership to get certain things done, like interprovincial free trade, something that Mr. Trudeau has failed to accomplish. But Justin Trudeau only pretends to stand up for Canada. You know, he's very good at pretending things. He can't even remember how many times he put blackface on. Mr. Trudeau, you are a phony, and you are a fraud, and you do not deserve to govern this country.
The question is this: why do you keep letting down the people that voted for you?
We start with Conservative leader Andrew Scheer. You may pick any leader of your choice and ask any question of your choosing. You have 30 seconds.
Tell me, when did you decide that the rules don't apply to you?
Stand up for jobs, and what you're saying is you wouldn't have done it.
The CEO of SNC-Lavalin said he never threatened jobs or moving the headquarters. You are making that up again.
What we have here is Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Scheer arguing about who's worse for Canada. Really, we got to start arguing. We got to start presenting who's going to be best for Canada. And when we think about what Canadians are going through, Mr. Scheer, your small tax cuts are not going to help a family that's struggling with the cost of childcare.
You want to talk about getting pipelines built? You've canceled 2 pipelines, and the one you bought, you can't build. You've let tens of thousands of people in Alberta and Saskatchewan down, and you have failed to recognize that Indigenous communities are hurt by this as well.
I am accepting the fact that I'm going to be attacked for not building pipelines from some and for building pipelines for others.
Not getting anything
and the balance we need to
I think we'll be talking about this more.
You're doing nothing.
Mr. Bernier.
People must know that Mr. Scheer and Mr. Trudeau, you're the same on climate change. You want to impose a carbon tax on Canadians, and you want to impose more costly regulation on businesses.
I think that's the most offensive thing you've said all night, Max. We're the same on climate change.
You want to impose also a big tax on the big emitters. So you're the same on climate change, and you won't be able to achieve your target.
You're having a mini debate over here. Can we bring in
a man has no position in a discussion on a woman's right to choose. Let's be very clear on that.
In a debate.
Very clear.
It's been really interesting for most of this campaign to hear a lot of men arguing about what a woman's rights should be. But having all of you, except for Max, participated in the TVA debate where you were perfectly happy to keep women off the stage. I'm the only woman leader of a party. You participated in a debate which did not let our little girls see that there's a chance for a woman in this country to be prime minister, to run as the leader of a party. We must be clear as all leaders, and you are not clear, Andrew, that we will never allow a single inch of retreat from the hard-earned rights of women in this country. Not 1 inch. To avoid catastrophic levels of global warming, we must double our current target. We must listen to science. We must not build the Trans Mountain Pipeline. It's not the last because it gets canceled if we're serious. You can't negotiate with physics. You can't as Prime Minister, you can't as leader of the Liberal Party. There's a carbon budget. It doesn't budge. And that's why it's so heartbreaking for me to look at you today and know you could have done so much more the last 4 years. Please God you don't get a majority this time around because you don't keep your promises.
From the Rockies.
Chance. Ms. May wants in. Ms. May.
With 2 weeks left in this election campaign, Canadians can know one thing. At this point, Mr. Scheer, with all due respect, you're not going to be Prime Minister. Cooperation is in our DNA. None of the problems we face are going to be solved if we keep arguing and fighting with each other, whether it's within Parliament, in our different parties, or between the federal government, the provinces, and the territories.
12 seconds later.
Need to know that their Prime Minister will be there to defend them. And you have been not unequivocal on defending women's rights. You're signing the nomination papers of people who want to take away.
How about your misogynist, racist candidate in Nova Scotia?
Okay.
Nobody can hear what you're saying anymore.
You will be signing the nomination papers for people who have pledged to take away rights from women.
False. And just because you say something over and over and over again doesn't make it true. There's
it would
no
be nice
Canadian,
for you to learn
there's
that,
no
Mr. Scheer.
Canadian. There's no Canadian that believes that they're going to be better off by paying a carbon tax. You have given a massive exemption to the country's largest polluters, and your plan is already
the experts,
failing.
the Parliamentary Budget Officer points out 80% of Canadians
based
are
on
better
your numbers.
off
He had to trust the numbers you gave him.
It's 40 seconds for each leader. I'm sorry. It has moved on to 40, sorry. Everybody has the same time. It's Mr. Trudeau's time. Thank you.
Canadians need to know that their Prime Minister, Canadians need to know that their Prime Minister...
One at a time, please. One at a time, please.
Now it is Mr. Blanchette's opportunity to debate with Mr. Bernier.
How many seconds will you leave me before you jump in? Somebody invoking the truth should not be somebody denying climate change. And the use of socialism seems to come a little bit too easy.
I don't deny climate change.
Oh, you made 10 seconds.
Candidates went on the attack. What did Canadians see here tonight?
Andrew, Conservative leader Andrew Scheer landed the first blow, aggressively attacking Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, which led to a series of testy exchanges between the frontrunners. It's been the theme of this campaign so far, and it dominated the debate stage.